Hey everyone, ElectroTech5 here for another video. Have you ever been curious about military alliances? Do you know the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO for short, is a military alliance made up of about 30 member states? It's known as well as providing military support. Member states also get access to some of the most powerful military technologies in the world. So, for today's video, let's take a look at the top 15 most advanced NATO weapons. Number 15. F-35 Lightning II was developed by Lockheed Martin for the US Marine Corps, Air Force, and Navy. It was the latest designed single-seater, single-engine stealth multi-role combat aircraft. The F-35 measures 51.4 feet long and has a wingspan of about 35 feet. It's powered by a Pratt & Whitney F-135 PW100 afterburning turbofan engine, which allows it to reach a maximum speed of 1.6 times the speed of sound with an operating range of up to 1,700 miles. The F-35 first flew in 2006 and entered service in the US Marine Corps F-35B in July of 2015. Followed by the US Air Force F-35A in August of 2016 and the US Navy F-35C in February of 2019. Number 14. M142 HIMARS rocket artillery system was first developed in the late 1990s by Lockheed Martin for the US Army. GMLRS rockets were introduced in 2005, and the M30 and M31 rockets are, except for their warheads, identical. As of the 1st of December 2021, 50,000 GMLRS rockets have been produced, with yearly production now exceeding 9,000 rockets. Each rocket pod contains 6 identical rockets. It is now used by several NATO members and allies. The M142 HIMARS rocket artillery system is an extremely powerful system that's been integral in military campaigns over the past 2 decades and is valued because of its speed and maneuverability compared to alternatives mounted on an FMTV truck that's 23 feet long and just under 8 feet wide. It carries a pod that has either 6 guided multiple launch rockets, and ATACM surface-to-surface missile or 2 precision strike GPS guided missiles boasting an operational range of 300 miles, able to travel up to the speeds of 53 miles an hour. It has an effective firing range depending on the ammunition being used between 5 and 310 miles. Number 13. The Leopard 2A7 Plus battle tank is built based on the Leopard 2 MBT and employs digitized technology and multifunctional user concept for improved sustainability. The turret and chassis of the Leopard 2A7 Plus are fitted with a cooling system. The Leopard 2A7 Plus has a 14,000 horsepower liquid-cooled V12 engine, and this allows it to reach a top speed of 42 miles per hour with a range of about 250 miles in terms of weaponry. It's fitted with a 120mm Rainmetal smoothbore gun, along with 4 762mm machine guns, and a huge effort that's been put into its defensive capabilities to make it one of the best protected tanks used by any military. It's got a modular armor that protects it from RPGs and roadside explosives, and also has a remote-controlled mobile weapons platform that can automatically engage to combat incoming threats. Currently, this improved model is only used by Hungary and Qatar, but it will soon be introduced to the German military too. And it will become their main battle tank before a newly developed design that's being developed in collaboration with the French Army will be able to enter service in the 2030s. Number 12. B-2 Spirit. Primarily designed as a nuclear bomber, the B-2 was first used in combat to drop conventional non-nuclear ordnance to the Kosovo War in 1999. It was later used in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya. It's the most expensive plane ever built, and the numbers keep on rising depending on what you count within the final tally. In total, 21 of them have been produced. While the official price for each one was $737 million, the procurement cost, which includes spare parts, retrofitting, and software upgrade, is around $929 million. When development, engineering, and testing costs are included, each jet was around $2.1 billion. With a two-person crew, the bomber is 69 feet long, has a wingspan of 172 feet, and is powered by 4 General Electric non-afterburning turbofans, which allow it to reach a top speed of about 630 miles an hour and a range of up to 6,900 miles. It's got 2 internal bays for an official payload capacity of 40,000 pounds, which equates to 80 Mark 82 bombs or 16 B-61s or B-83 nuclear bombs. Of course, the biggest advance in the development of the B-2 was the flight profile and materials used in the construction that make it extremely difficult to detect and allow it to, in effect, enter any region and deliver its payload before being spotted. It was first used to drop conventional weapons in combat in the 1999 war in Kosovo. Since then, it's been used in a number of campaigns, but with 20 still in active service, the program is scheduled to end in 2032. At this point, the B-2s will be all decommissioned and replaced with a new design, the B-21 Raider, which itself is expected to cost around $550 million per unit. Number 11. The MQ-1C Gray Eagle attack drone, built by General Atomics Aeronautical Systems for the United States Army as an upgrade of the General Atomics MQ-1 Predator. First introduced in 2009, the MQ-1 Gray Eagle attack drone is described as being a medium-range, long-endurance unmanned aircraft system. It was created for the US Army as an upgrade to the Predator drone and plans to offer other NATO countries and allies to operate them as well. Measuring 28 feet long with a wingspan of 57 feet, each one is powered by a Telart Centurion 1.7 heavy fuel engine that gives it a top speed of 192 miles an hour and the ability to stay airborne up for 36 hours at a time at an altitude of around 25,000 feet. Strange nose shape was designed to accommodate a synthetic aperture radar system and multispectral targeting system to allow it to accurately track specific targets while flying so that they can barely be seen from the ground. They can even detect buried explosives to provide intel to ground troops and of course have 4 hardpoints that can be used to carry Hellfire missiles or Viper strikes guided bombs. The Gray Eagle is a highly effective aircraft that can preemptively strike emerging threats or targets and all without risking the life of a pilot as they can amazingly be operated from control centers anywhere on the planet thanks to continual satellite uplink. Number 10. Harpoon Anti-Ship Missile. The best weapons aren't always necessarily the newest ones, and that's the case of the Harpoon Anti-Ship Missile. The first of these all-weather over-the-horizon missiles entered service in 1977. While they've undergone several significant upgrades since then, the basic principles of how they work remains the same, used by several NATO members as well as certain allies. They're built by Boeing Defense and costs around $1.5 million per missile. They're powered by a Teledyne CAE J402 turbojet engine that can be used for surface or submarine launches. These Harpoon missiles are about 12 feet long, while the ones that can be air-launched or submarine-launched are slightly longer at 15 feet. They weigh as much as 1,300 pounds and have a wingspan of about 36 inches, and they're able to reach speeds of up to 530 miles an hour with a 487-pound warhead that produces a penetration-high explosive blast. They have a range of between 50 and 150 nautical miles and a maximum flight ceiling of about 2,900 feet. Just one of these souls can, in theory, sink an enemy ship if it strikes the right place. But even if it doesn't, it's almost guaranteed to incapacitate the vessel so it no longer poses a threat, all while the ship firing the missile remains out of sight beyond the horizon. Number 9. Eurofighter Typhoon. Eurofighter Typhoon is the world's most advanced swing-row combat aircraft, providing simultaneously deployable air-to-air and air-to-surface capabilities. It is designed to be an air superior fighter and produced as a collaborative project between Airbus BAE Systems and Leonardo Aerospace. The Eurofighter Typhoon project began in the 1980s and developed a highly capable aircraft that's used mainly by the air forces of the UK, Germany, Italy, and Spain. Along with several NATO allies around the world, it's crewed by either 1 or 2 people, is 52 feet long, and has a wingspan of about 35 feet. It's powered by 2 purposefully designed Eurojet EJ200 afterburning turbofan engines, and these give the jet a top speed of Mach 2, or the equivalent of 1300 miles an hour. As a strategic fighter, it's armed with a 27mm Mossar BK-27 revolver cannon that has 13 hardpoints for missiles and bombs. Almost 600 of them now have been produced, and after first being used in 2011 by the Royal Air Force during the campaign in Libya, they're now seen as the primary air defense aircraft in all of the remaining customer nations. Hundreds are still on order, and with upgraded specs on offer and the ability for owners to customize them to their particular needs, it's likely that Typhoons will be a powerful tool in the skies for decades to come, with only a handful of other jets able to take them on. Number 8. PCH-2000. Developed for the German army by Krauss Maffei Wegmann in the 1980s and 90s, the PCH-2000 is a 155mm self-propelled howitzer that first entered service in 1998. It is used by a number of nations such as Italy, Greece, Lithuania, and Croatia, and is well regarded both for its rate of fire and its maximum range, measuring 38 feet long and 12 feet wide. The 61.5-ton vehicle is operated by a 5-person crew. It's able to reach a top speed of about 41 miles an hour, and it's got a travel range of up to 260 miles. Its main armament is the Rheinmetall 155mm I-52 artillery gun, which is supported by a much smaller MG3 machine gun, and it's protected by a thick sheet of welded steel. The main gun is compatible with different various types of rounds and was specifically designed to fire rapidly in the burst fire setting. It can launch 3 rounds in just 9 seconds, and if firing constantly, it's able to release 10 rounds per minute prolonged over period variants. The range of fire depends on the particular munitions being used, but it's typically between 19 and 42 miles, with the top end of this being a recent record set by a newly developed round. Number 7. P-8A Poseidon. Based on the proven commercial designs of Boeing 737-800 fuselage, the P-8A Poseidon is built specifically as a military aircraft and has been substantially modified to include a weapons bay, underwing and under fuselage hardpoints for weapons, and increased strengthening for low-level down to 200 feet operations, and high-angle turns. The P-8A is a maritime patrol and reconnaissance aircraft that has become used in recent years by a number of NATO states for one main reason. It's an excellent submarine hunter. Measuring 129 feet long with a wingspan of 123 feet, it's powered by 2 CFM-56 turbofans that give it a top speed of 564 miles an hour and a combat range of up to 1,381 miles. A huge amount of electrical equipment is on board, so much so that generators on each engine have double the capacity that are used on civilian versions of the 737. And it's also been designed to have a smoother flight experience so crew can concentrate on missions more easily, featuring acoustic trackers, surface search radar, and a whole suite of further methods of scanning the water. Each Poseidon is accompanied by a Triton unmanned aerial surveillance drone that provides further monitoring and coverage. This isn't just about detecting subs though, as the Poseidon also can actively target them. It's got 11 hardpoints that are compatible with a wide range of different weapons, and if necessary, has what it needs to incapacitate a submarine before it's able to initiate an attack. Number 6. Javelin missiles. First designed for use by the US Army, now it's something that's used to varying degrees by most NATO members. Javelin missiles are one of the most effective battlefield solutions that are used against tanks. They level the playing field and allow soldiers to target what would otherwise be unassailable machines, and, since their introduction in 1997, have been used in at least 5,000 successful engagements. Crucially, it has a fire and forget design, which means it can be deployed by an operator who is then able to take cover and rely on the infrared guidance to take the missiles into its targets. Each missile has a highly explosive anti-tank warhead that targets tanks by top attack, which is the part that's usually covered by the thinnest armor, with a cost of around $200,000 per missile. Number 5. AH-64 Apache Gunship. The world's most advanced, proven attack helicopter for the US Army and a growing number of international defense forces. It is designed and developed by Boeing. The AH-64 Apache gunship was first introduced in 1986 and has become one of the most influential vehicles on the battlefield. It's classed as a twin-turbo shaft attack helicopter, and it's been the primary chopper of its type in campaigns in Panama, Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Measuring 58 feet long and powered by two General Electric T700 engines that drive the 48-foot main rotor. It's able to reach speeds of up to 182 miles an hour over a range of up to 300 miles. It's operated by a two-person crew, and it's fitted with a 30mm M230 chain gun with 1,200 rounds, as well as 4 hardpoints that can carry a combination of rockets or missiles, which are usually either Hellfire air-to-ground missiles or air-to-air Stingers. Since their introduction, more than 2,400 have been built, and they're used not only by the US forces but by those of 7 other NATO countries and allies that include the UK, the Netherlands, Israel, and Egypt. Number 4. Virginia-class submarines and Seawolf-class submarines are by far the most powerful in the United States Navy, but their extreme costs mean that the focus is now on the newly designed Virginia-class. They are nuclear-powered fast-attack subs that first entered service in 2004 and are expected to continue in operation until at least 2060. The subs are 377 feet long and 34 feet wide, and because they have a nuclear fuel cell, they have an unlimited range. They've got a crew of up to 135 members and have a maximum depth of up to 1,000 feet and can travel at up to 29 miles per hour in silent operation. The Virginia-class submarine is being designed for multi-mission operations and enhanced operational flexibility. Seawolf-class quieting is being incorporated in a smaller hull, while military performance will be maintained or improved. The Virginia-class submarine is being engineered for maximum design flexibility. Its responsiveness to changing missions and threats, and the affordable insertion of new technologies ensures that it will continue to be the right submarine well into the 21st century. Integrated electronic systems with commercial off-the-shelf components facilitate state-of-the-art technology introduction throughout the life of the Virginia-class submarine and avoids unit obsolescence. Number 3. Challenger 2 tank. Challenger 2 is heavily armored and highly mobile, designed for use in direct fire zones. Whilst its primary role is destroy or neutralize armor, Challenger 2 can operate across a spectrum of high-intensity conflict, counterinsurgency, and peacekeeping roles. The vehicle is equipped with an L30 120mm rifle tank gun, firing both long rod penetrator and high explosive squash heads, ammunition natures. Secondary armaments are provided with a 7.62mm coaxial chain gun and a 7.62mm pintle-mounted general purpose machine gun. Optical and thermal imager sights are provided for both the commander and gunner, including an independent 360-degree panoramic sight for the commander. The sighting systems, turret, and gun are fully established, enabling rapid target engagement when static and on the move. Challenger 2 has successfully supported British Army operation in Bosnia, Kosovo, and Iraq, as part of which various survivability, lethality, and situational awareness improvements were incorporated under urgent operational requirement projects. Number 2. Patriot Missile System. The Patriot is a long-range, high-altitude, all-weather solution that has been rigorously tested more than 2,500 times with US Army oversight under real-world conditions. Since it was first fielded, Patriot has been used by 5 nations in more than 250 combat engagements against manned and unmanned aircraft, cruise missiles, and tactical ballistic missiles. Since January of 2015, Patriot has intercepted more than 150 ballistic missiles in combat operations around the world. More than 90 of those intercepts involve the low-cost Raytheon missiles and defense-made guidance-enhanced missile family of surface-to-air missiles. Those engagements were possible because Patriot is built on a foundation of more than 3,000 ground tests and over 1,400 flight tests. Each time Patriot is tested or live-fired, engineers uncover new ways to further improve or enhance the system. The improvements are necessary because the threat is constantly changing and becoming more sophisticated. Number 1. B-52H Stratofortress. The B-52H Stratofortress is a long-range, heavy bomber that can perform a variety of missions. The bomber is capable of flying at high subsonic speeds at altitudes of up to 50,000 feet. It can carry nuclear or precision-guided conventional ordnance with worldwide precision navigation capabilities. During Desert Storm, B-52s delivered 40% of all the weapons dropped by coalition forces. It's highly effective when used for ocean surveillances and can assist the US Navy in anti-ship and mine-laying operations. In 2 hours, 2 B-52s can monitor 140,000 square miles of ocean surface. All B-52s can be equipped with 2 electro-optical viewing sensors, a forward-looking infrared and advanced targeting pods to augment targeting, battle assessment, and flight safety, further improving its combat ability. Pilots wear night vision goggles or NVGs to enhance their visions during night operations. Night vision goggles provide greater safety during night operations by increasing the pilot's ability to visually clear terrain, decreasing the peacetime and combat situational awareness of the aircrew, and improving their ability to visually acquire other aircraft. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, click on the bell notification to get the latest updates of our videos. This is Electrotech 5, and we'll see you next time.